Now you do not need to write public static void more anymore, and you do not have to use this long println method. Java just got a huge upgrade for beginners. Before Java 25, taking input from the user required multiple lines using the Java scanner class. But now this one line is enough. Let me explain how we got here. In Java 21, Java introduced a testing feature called unnamed classes and instance man methods. The goal was very simple: to make Java more beginner friendly, which means you could write a Java program without the public class and even the static keyword in the man method. But there was still one limitation. Even after simplifying the man method, a beginner still had to write these long lines. So Java engineers think that it would again be difficult for beginners. What is this system and what is this out? And they continued improving things. And in Java 23, a magic came. They introduced a new built-in class called IO class. It first started as a testing feature, but it's now final in JDK 25. This IO class is public and final both. It has almost 6 methods present in it and just one constructor. 2 static input methods and 3 static output methods, and I will show you how you can use these methods. So if you type here io.print, as you can see here guys, I have 3 variations of this print method. The first one is taking object, which is print, and the second one is println, which is void, and the third one is println, which is also taking an object. So I'm going to explain you first this print, okay? So just type here print, and I will write here hello. And again, if I write here io.print Java and io.print welcome, and now if I run this code here, as you can see here, this method will print your message, but it will stay on the same line, which means this method never breaks the line. The cursor will not go down. And you can use this when you want to build a sentence piece by piece like a label and its value. But guys, have you noticed something here? I'm using this IO class, but I did not write an import statement at the top. Do you know why? In JDK 23, they put this class in java.io package, and in JDK 25, they changed it and they moved it into a java.lang package. In Java, anything inside java.lang package does not need to be imported. For example, we have string class, object class, runtime class, and so on. They all are in java.lang package. And now they put this IO class in java.lang package to make sure that your code stays clean, simple, and ready to execute. And now we have one more method, which is println method, and which is taking an object, right? So I will type here Java. Now this is the most commonly used one. It will print your message and then it will jump automatically to a new line. Now if you run this code, you can see it stays on the same line. Why? Now there is a Java rule. This println means first execute this line, then move to a new line. And because there is no statement after this io.println, that's why it stays on the same line. But if you write here io.print and you write here some code like welcome and you save this code, now when you run this code, as you can see, this welcome comes on the next line. And the last one is this println, which is void, right? Now this method takes no argument, which means nothing inside the parenthesis. This println method is just for space. It does not print anything, it only starts a new line. And now if I copy this line, and again I will write here io.print, and here I will write some code like welcome. Now if you run this code here, as you can see, there is a gap, which means no text, just next line. And now we have the readln method. If you type here io.readln, as you can see here, I have 2 variations of this readln method, right? First, I'm going to explain you this one. So this one is taking a string value. So if I type here enter your name, and now this is the all-in-one method, which means it will print your question, then it will wait for the user to type, and then it will grab the text and saves it into a variable. And now I'm going to store this name into a string variable called name. And after that, I will just write io.println and I will call this name hello plus name, right? Now if you save this code and if you run this code here, enter your name, I will type here Danish and hit enter. As you can see, I got my name here. And now guys, here one more thing is very important. This readln will always return a string. Whether you type a number, whether you type anything else, this will always return a string value. Now if you place your cursor on this readln method, as you can see here, this readln will always return what? A string. And the return value is what? String. And now I'm going to talk about this first readln method. Now this method without a value is just a pause. It actually waits for enter. And now for example, if you type IO.readln and if you type here press enter to start the game, right? And if I type here IO.readln game started. And now if you run this code here, now as you can see here guys, it's actually waiting for my enter. Now if I hit enter, as you can see, game started. But guys, if we remove this IO.readln here and if you run this code again, as you can see, there is no pause. So normally readln takes input, but here we use it just to control timing. And guys, how we can write a Java program without a class and what is this unnamed class, I will see you in the next video. If this video helped you, like and comment so it can reach more beginners who are starting their Java journey. Thank you.